Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 7th grade concept of solving scale problems. This is standard 7.5C in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 1 of the 2024 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we have distance across Texas from north to south is approximately 800 miles. All right, so if we wanted to draw a little map of what Texas might look like, there we go. It's not quite perfect, but if we can say across from north to south, that's the Panhandle, right? All the way down to the border right there down at Brownsville, about 800 miles. All right. The map uses scale with 1 inch equals 25 miles. All right, so 1 inch equals 25 miles. So you have to have a scale on a map because there's no way that you can have a map that's life size, 800 miles. That would be absolutely crazy. So we need to find the measurement that's closest to the scale distance in inches across Texas from north to south. So it's this 800 miles. We need to convert that knowing that every 25 miles is going to make 1 inch. All right, so we're going to set up a proportion here, and there's a few different ways we can look at it. So one way to look at it here would be if I were to set up this initial proportion, right? And all I would do is I would kind of flip it so that it lives as a fraction. Now, the key here is going to be units. If I just did 1 to 25, it's easy for me to mess this up. So whenever you're doing any type of proportion, remember to always label it with units because that's going to be key. So 1 inch equals 25 miles. So I'm going to set it up as 1 inch over 25 miles. That's the connection I can make here. And then when I'm thinking of proportion here, right, I need to put my 800 miles somewhere. Now, the way I've set it up originally here is that my miles can be across from miles. So if they were both in the numerator, that's fine. If they're both in the denominator, that's fine. But you want them across from each other, right? So then we're thinking our inches are going to go on top, and that is what is the measurement closest in inches. So that's my unknown. So I'm going to, make that question mark. All right, so now I need to think either how do I make this? Now I've got my proportion. Now I've got this as an equivalent fraction, right? I can set this up as 25 times something makes 8. If, your 25s, or you can do a little bit of cross multiplication, which also works. And you can say 1 times 800, which is just 800, equals 25. And I'm going to turn that question mark into an x just to make it a little bit easier. So really it's 800 equals 25x. I'm going to have to divide both sides by 25. All right, so if we go 25 into 800, let's see, 3 is 75, and then that's a 550. So that's going to be 2. All right, so it looks like that is going to work in regards to 32. And if I wanted to, I could double check 32 times 25. It's going to be 10, 15, 16. And that's going to be 4. And that is going to be 6. And there we go. And there's your 800. All right, so 32 looks like that works. Now, there's another way to set this up. You can also build a proportion so that your similar units are over each other. Okay? So what I could do is I could say, well, my 1 inch is over my unknown inches, right? Just like where does my 1 inch go? I can set it up like this, 25 miles. So these two units that are in proportion are across from each other. That's also fine because now I've got my 800 miles underneath that. So I'm looking for this right here. And I'm thinking cross multiplication, guess what I get? 1 times 800 equals 25x. Same thing. The only thing you can't do is you can't have like 1 inch over this 800 miles. That's not going to work because this doesn't relate to that 800 miles. So our answer is C.